Hi, Samir. Thank you for sending in your essay for correction. My name is Daphne, one of the tutors here at IELTSpodcast.com. Really good to be able to assess your writing for you before your exam, which is coming up, oh my goodness, tomorrow. Okay. Just a few comments on here. Number one, this is way too long. The recommended length for the task one is 150. I would suggest maybe 170 is okay, but no more than that. You don't have time. You have 15, 20 minutes. This is worth much less marks, so fewer marks than the task 2, okay? Don't waste your time on this one. So the pie chart illustrates the users of different mobile operating systems on September as on, okay? I go in. September 2015 among users, okay, and others. Now, you've done IELTS before, but basically I don't know if what you've been told, but no comment. Okay, this is a personal comment, so we don't want any personal comment like this at all. Stick to the facts. So start with this. Over half the respondents of the survey use mobile phones based on Android operating system. This holds This holds a significant market share. So tell me which holds a market share of over 50%. Okay, so rather than two sentences there. Well, this may be, so this, really sorry, irrelevant because you're speculating. Okay, this is speculation. So this is your opinion. This is not data given in here. You have to summarize the information given. You cannot use any information which is your own knowledge, your own ideas, your own maybe, just not relevant for this. Okay, not so distant second. So you could say behind this or behind Android. Over a third of respondents use mobile phones based on iOS. Manufacturing implemented on phones manufactured by Apple. Okay. All right. Does it say here that it's phones by Apple? Because if it doesn't, you shouldn't put that in there. Okay. You could forget that, and you could put this is okay. So just give it to me as a fact. iOS and Android collectively make up the operating system of mobile devices used by over 9/10, leaving a meager, okay, all right. Meager, again, is your own personal comment, okay, be careful. So you could have leaving 1/10 or leaving approximately. I mean, really remember this is a factual document, so no opinion. An analysis of 1/10 would reveal that mobile phone. Okay. Yes, here I feel you're slightly going around in circles. So let me show you how I would do it. Okay. You've made this comment, so that's fine. So obviously that's the largest. Then you want to talk about iOS, fine, which is the second. And then you've said that those two together make up 85% or whatever of the total, and you've only got this left. Okay, so that's really, really important. Let's get into detail of these two. Okay, so you could say within the smallest users, Windows and Cynthian have similar numbers at around 2.3%. So all users of these two combined make up around 5% of the total. In contrast, BlackBerry and other account for only 1% of users. So even these two combined are still less than the number of those two combined. So we're looking at doing comparatives. So you want to go and revise your comparative language. So less than half of, or if you're comparing, as low as, or 3 times higher than, all these kind of lovely comparative structures. You want to be using while, whereas, In contrast, you've got to connect your sentences. Okay, so look at the picture, which you have done, and choose the most obvious information, which is obviously these, but you need to then compare data within the little, so the comparisons are super important here. Remember, no personal comment. You would lose marks for that. It is not what is required for the task one. Okay, keep it factual. So international marketing is sometimes seen as invasive and an intrusion. Others argue it's a necessary form of education. Discuss both views and give your opinion. This is a really tough essay. Most students find this pretty hard. And we're really talking about marketing and advertising here. I don't really want to be talking about trade. So we're talking about advertising. Diversity of cultures and people is, notably, one of the most defining considerations of international marketing today in a globalized world. Okay, this may result in marketing campaigns being ineffective in certain cultures, or some may tap and derive marketing value from common identities. Okay, what do you mean here? So this is nice writing, but I need to understand what you mean. So diversity of people and cultures that should be are notably one of the most defining considerations of international marketing or advertising. So let's get this straight into advertising today in a globalized world. Okay, this may result in marketing campaigns good being ineffective in certain cultures. Why? Due to inappropriate content. So that might be one of the reasons. So give me a reason why. Or some may tap, definitely not too informal. Some may derive marketing value. So let's not use this word again. What kind of value? So we're really referring to the educational value. Alternative, non-tangible maybe, or alternative learning you could have for the education. Value from common identities and values shared across a plethora of cultures. Yeah, but yeah, well, all right, okay. We need an opinion here. Okay, opinion now, and then again in the conclusion, and then really introduce your essay. This essay will discuss some key issues using examples from, and you're going to give me some ideas here. Okay, international marketing undoubtedly is an indispensable choice of businesses which target creating an international brand or maintain an international presence, which target the creation of, you want a noun here, of an international brand or maintain an international presence. Okay, good, nice start. This form of marketing inevitably creates and propels the exchange of ideas, cultural nuances, and reflects diversity. How? How does it do it? So through visual campaigns on TV and social media. So tell me how this happens. Develop this idea. It's a good statement, but develop it. And then you want to go, however, because you're going to give me a negative here. This may be perceived as an invasive tactic. I wouldn't use that word. I'd use unwelcome. Don't use the same word as the examiner here. Into a culture's culture, especially when such marketing tends to be influential, you want. Influential as opposed to being reflective. Very good point. I wouldn't use that because I think you've said that, but because I'm going to want an example. Okay, all right. This may not only be perceived as intrusive, but also. Why don't you go and may? So I don't think you need that. I think that you're repeating what you just said there, but you could say reflective and may significantly affect choices. Okay. For instance, global fast food brands such as, you can give me the names, are at risk of being perceived to influence consumer choices and may alienate local food options and cuisines. Okay, really good, nice example. Give me a name here. I think it would be easier to give your essay the context. Yes. Troublesome? Damaging, maybe. 4. Local restaurants. So you could cut a little bit of this. Oops. I go damaging for local restaurants. Given they may not be in a position to compete. Very good. Good point. You've absolutely understood that. That's really good. Just develop that little bit there and watch out for repeating yourself. Here you need to put however. Yeah. The other side of the coin is too relaxed. However, other critics argue that, so keep it really formal, that advertising could offer, and then come into here a vibrant exchange of ideas, because I like that idea, it's lovely. So come into this, sorry, could offer a vibrant and fruitful exchange of ideas, language and culture through, and then you don't need that because I've moved that to the top. Okay, you don't need this. While the first I think you've got lots of lovely ideas here, but it's slightly confused the order in which you're putting it in. What we look at on the course, I know you haven't got time for the course now before your exam tomorrow. If you don't get the results you want, do come back. Because on the course, we just really work on the structure of this essay. So for me here, you've got so many great ideas, but you're just slightly throwing them in on a rather, they're not necessarily following one from another kind of logically. And I need to be absolutely sure you're answering the question. It feels like you're a little bit general in the argument rather than being really concise. So for this kind of essay, we need to be really precise, really clear, really concise. So you've made a great point here, but I don't want you to talk to me about an approach for international marketing. I want to understand how this exchange of ideas is going to work. Yeah? So I feel this whole paragraph, and maybe it's not quite clear. Give me an example. Explain to me what, I mean, I might be looking at a product for Japanese noodles, for example, and I might think, wow, what an amazing country that is. And I might decide I want to go and visit there. So that has the impact on, this is lovely, exchange of ideas, but connect this back to this idea of advertising. Education. So how could this work? Watching films on Netflix, watching commercials in English. How could it work? It's a little bit abstract. This, you've got lovely vocab, lovely language, so much is great. But for the purpose of IELTS, it needs to be more precise and absolutely make sure you're answering the question. So here you need to come in conclusion. And then I personally believe international marketing fulfills the much required agenda. Okay, I like that. It helps understanding. Okay, so really, really good. Conclusion. You could say, however, legislation may be needed in some cases to avoid destruction you could have of local businesses. Just one point to refer back to that other very good paragraph you had. Okay. So I really hope that is helpful for you, that little summary of your essay. You've got so much good stuff. Okay, really, really lovely, lovely language in here. It's just for me a question of making sure that your ideas and your work is IELTS. It is a difficult exam. It is very strict in the format it's looking for. So that's what I tried to guide you on. Really good luck. I hope it goes well. Please let me know. Thank you.